What's going on, guys? I have a bit of transfer rumours slash news, if you want to call it that. Apparently, we all know Zinedine Zidane wants Paul Pogba at Real Madrid, but apparently he is top of his list, number one. He is the guy he wants to get first. It's apparently 90% happening. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and said that he thinks Pogba will be there next season. He will be. I thought different. I think Pogba's gone this summer, and I really do feel that way, especially if we are not getting top four, which is highly likely we're not getting top four. So Zidane wants Pogba. He wants him first in the door as soon as that transfer window opens. That's what he wants, so he can get other players in who he wants to work around Pogba. I did think, what about Hazard? But Hazard, after the game against us the other day, they got the point. They're still in the top four. They seem most likely to get that top four spot. He came out and said that, you know, Chelsea have to be in the Champions League, and he kind of winked and said that, and we are. And I feel like them being in the Champions League makes Hazard happy. That's what he wants. I do think him going to Real Madrid was massively happening. It still probably is, but it just makes me think that, you know, Pogba being Zidane's number one, they want to build around him. That's it. They want to build around him. I do think Pogba is going, and a lot of people think that's a bad thing, and a lot of fans think that's a good thing. They do. A lot of fans have turned against Pogba. They think that he is that virus that Jose was talking about. Personally, I like Pogba. I think he's a great player on his day, but fact is, I don't think he's consistent enough at Manchester United when he should be. I don't think the players around him are good enough in order for him to be consistently good. So I don't think it's all his fault that he's not consistent, you know. When you've got players around you that are not good enough to play for Manchester United, you know, what can you do? Although I do think he needs to put in a bit more effort. You've seen stats from our squad, and Pogba. I saw these stats about Pogba and running and jogging and walking. He spends so much time on the pitch walking, then soft running, light running. He barely sprints on the pitch, which I found just mad for a player like him. You know, and I do notice that he walks around quite a lot. So yeah, personally, I like him. I do think he has been one of our best players at Manchester United, but I do think he's off. I do think he's off to Real Madrid. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree with me? Also, next up on my list is De Ligt. I love De Ligt. I think he's a brilliant centre-back. He's only 19 years old. He is unbelievable. You can see what he's doing at Ajax. Like, I was watching the game the other day against Spurs, and De Ligt looks way beyond his years. He's really stocky. He's a beast, and he just looks so comfortable, so composed, and for 19 years old, like, wow. He's the captain of Ajax, and he's leading them out there. 19 years old, I can't believe it. But anyway, Matteo De Ligt's manager is, of course, Mino Raiola, who loves money. He sleeps in pajamas made of money. He is the worst. I hate when we're linked with a player who is managed by Mino Raiola. I hate it. I hate it. Now, Mino Raiola has come out and said that Matteo De Ligt would prefer him to go to Manchester United as opposed to Real Madrid to follow De Jong, his teammate, out there. And we all know why that is. We all know why it is. It's because we would offer him way more money, which would give Mino Raiola way more money. I think this is him just trying to make something happen. I had no belief that we were going to sign Matteo De Ligt anyway. We weren't. We're not good enough. Why would we attract a player like that if we're going to the I can't even say it, to the Europa League? Why would we sign him? How could we? He's too good for us. If we're going to be in the Europa League, no, I'm sorry. He's going to want to play in the Champions League. Now, the only thing is, he's 19, so he has a long career ahead of him. And if he was to go to Manchester United and go there because he would love the club, it would be good to get us out of the Europa League and bring us to the Champions League. But I still don't think that that's happening. And obviously, the only way it would happen is if he was getting so much money. And I don't think he's that type of player to go for that, even though his manager is the most money-hungry manager or agent in the world. Who else? Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is a player we have been linked with for a long time. Long time. Again, really young player. So good down the wings. Absolute joy to watch. I think he'd suit Manchester United really well. I think he's that type of player that we would need. That type of player that we have been missing. 100% we've been missing. So yeah, I really want him. I'm not hopeful. I really am not hopeful. And it's all because of the Europa League. But then again, in the Europa League, you do have to spend big bucks to get out of the Europa League. We did it last time we were in it. We bought loads of players and that put us in a terrible position. You know, yeah, we got out of it, but look where we are now. Look where we are. We have so many players that we probably shouldn't have or don't want. They're not in Ollie's plans. We've been literally having players come in from David Moyes, from Van Gaal, from Mourinho, all these players that then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been dumped with, and he's like, okay. Like, it is hard. It is hard. People always give out about Ole and trying to switch it up. There's so many players there that are on massive wages, and to not be giving them chances and switching it up, you know, it's hard. You have to give them chances. Also, one other player, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who I think is brilliant. He's been tearing it up in the Premier League for Crystal Palace recently. He is 21. I think he's a right back, which he would be an amazing replacement for Ashley Young. Now, although we have Diogo Dalot, he's 19 years old, and I think he's brilliant. I don't think we desperately need to get a new right back in, because we have Dalot, and he... I like him. I think he's good. Maybe, is he good enough? I don't know. But I do think he's very good. But I do think Ashley Young just needs to go. Go, go, go. Now, if we were to get a new right back in, I would want Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think he's brilliant. But he came out and said that he is happy at Crystal Palace and he sees himself there. His contract is there for another 3 years. So he's basically just getting his fire extinguisher and putting out the flame. You know, just all these transfer rumours. He's probably doing the right thing. I wish more players would come out and kind of do that. You have to respect him for just shutting those rumours down. Then Kody Valley, I'm not sure how likely that will be anymore. I really did want him. I do still want him. I think we need a proper centre-back partnership. Lindelof needs and deserves someone that he can rely on. We need centre-backs that are fearful. We want centre-backs that the other teams are shitting their pants because of. So yeah, I'd love Kody Valley, but you know, I think us being in the Europa League is just gonna ruin our chances for those kind of players that we wanted. They may want to go off and play Champions League football, and Kody Valley, he probably does, because he hasn't gotten to, I don't think. And yeah, it would be good for him. We'll see. We will see. Now, I'm not going to talk about all the players that I want out of Manchester United, but I am going to talk about Alexis Sanchez, just because of the massive wage that he is on and the fact that he needs to get out of the club. He needs to, just, you know, to keep the peace. The money situation at Manchester United and the players wanting more money, it's beyond a joke at this stage. And I think that Alexis Sanchez has to go. Just get rid of him at all costs. He is draining the club from money. He's draining them. He's literally stealing a wage every week, a massive wage. When he comes on, the last game, he got one touch of the game when he came on. Now, I do think he could possibly start on Sunday against Huddersfield, and you know, he could score 3 goals, and you know, but that's not good enough. He needs to go. I don't care what he does in these next 2 games. If he does anything, he has to go. He's not good enough. He has not proved himself. He's been there well over a year now, and yeah, he has to go. Too much money has been wasted on Alexis Sanchez, and we could get people in who are young, hungry, who want to do whatever they can do for the club. Now, I'm not saying Alexis Sanchez doesn't try and he doesn't, you know, it's as if he walks around the pitch. No, he does try, but it's just not working. I don't know what it is. It's just not working. So that's it. Alexis Sanchez has to go. So I've touched on the Pogba topic, delete Jadon Sancho and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who do you want in? And of course, who do you want out of Manchester United? Let me know in the comments. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, drop a like on the video, and I will see you for the next one.